Hello everyone, this is SingleSniper. I'm going to be bringing you a new series called Sniper School. This will be a multi-season walkthrough of the Recon class that'll help you better succeed as a sniper on the battlefield. I'll plan to cover as many aspects of the Recon that I can in the most detailed and instruction of my ability. My goal with this series is to help snipers of all levels to improve their game and maybe help you learn something new. As a little introduction of myself, my gamer tag is SingleSniper. I used to go by NVSW on the 360 and the PC. I've been playing first-person shooters for about 5 or 6 years, beginning with Call of Duty 4. Before that, I used to play MMOs like Lord of the Rings Online, World of Warcraft, and stuff like that. During this time, I've always had an interest in the stealth aspects of these games, like whether I was playing as a burglar, a rogue, knifer, or even a sniper. I've always had a great interest in striking quickly and where it hurts most. I've always been a part of a gaming team, be it large or small. Today, I'm an active member of the Sons of UDT on Xbox One. We're a new brotherhood looking to grow and become more revered and a competitive group of players. With this long experience, I have a great knowledge of how the mechanics in these games play out, and I've developed into a competitive sniper and talented player. My goal is to use my experiences to better your performance as a sniper and a player overall. While setting stories aside, the first instruction today will be simple and straightforward. Today we will discover exactly what the Recon class is, and cover two main types of sniper roles, passive and aggressive. So to start off, what exactly is a sniper? Basically, in a first-person shooter game, a sniper is a supportive player that specializes in precision, map knowledge, stealth, map movement, and knowledge of enemy position. A sniper should not work alone. He should be actively talking with a squad or team that can use his information for the better of the entire team. A sniper should be precise with everything he does. This includes his shots, his transfer of information, and his attitude during the match. If you're being consistent with these aspects, you are establishing a strong trinity between yourself, your team, and the communication between. A sniper should take the time to master the map layouts to better know what routes the enemy might be taking to flank or something of that nature. Depending on the role you are playing, a sniper should be a master of stealth. They should constantly be valuing the secrecy of their position to provide better information and more easily accessible shots at HVTs. Map movement is imperative for any player in the game, but particularly snipers. With only one shot, you should constantly be aware of your positioning and ensure that you are always in the most advantageous position. Lastly, the sniper should be aware of the enemy position. Again, depending on the particular roles, you may know more or less, but snipers should always seek the enemy position ahead of time to some proportion. Now, we will briefly review the two roles mentioned before in the demonstrative live gameplay, that being the passive sniper and the aggressive sniper. So basically, I'm in a random squad at the moment, but as a passive recon, your main priority is to support your team through reconnaissance. You're not necessarily out to kill everybody on the map. So I'm keeping in mind this tank over here. I can use my PLD to mark him. For this chopper, here's a good example. When he gets in range, use your PLD, and every engineer has an easy shot at him. Players. As the target's marked, engineers will have an easier time locking on, doing more damage to choppers and other vehicles. This guy here. He's using a javelin at the moment. You can actually lock on to birds and other things if they're being marked with a PLD. Alright. So now that we're on the ground, let's get an aerial view of the surrounding infantry. This is a piece of the recon's equipment called the MAV. It's a flying vehicle that you can use to spot people. I highly recommend it for passive reconnaissance players. So I see two guys that are enclosing on my position, so I know I can go engage those guys. I don't know where the other guy went. Just use the MAV.
We now control objective Delta.
Looks like they have a spawn beacon out here. Let's take that out.
An enemy missile is inbound. We've just lost control of objective Bravo.
So as you can see, this equipment is very useful for finding people around your immediate location, and you can use this for the better of your team. When you're playing as the aggressive recon, however, you may not have enough time to use the MAV because you're always going to be on the move and you're always going to be, you know, right up there in the middle of the battle. But when you're playing as a passive recon, make sure you're using your equipment for the better of your team and not so much for the benefit of your kill-death ratio. So now we're going to go ahead and switch to the aggressive recon for sake of time. For aggressive, I would go a little bit faster rate of fire, like the M40A5, and I'd take one of the other perks, Spec Ops, I like to pick because it increases the range on my tugs and it gives me more C4, just, you know, a little bit more jump on the enemy. So basically, as an aggressive recon, your positioning should be with the frontal assault. Maybe not necessarily on the front lines, but right up there with your assault players. Shadow off of them, get easy flanking opportunities, and always go for the high ground. I'll let my buddy go in there first.
Objective Bravo is neutralized.
So I know there's one below me, but I'm running out of buddies, so I'm gonna wait for them to respawn. As a recon, I want to make sure I'm alive so they'll have a spawn place if they need it.
Just taken control of objective Bravo.
There we go.
Network is back up.
Now I'm gonna play off my buddy here, and if he decides to go down, I'll follow him. Keeping in mind they don't spawn next to us.
Stop your position. There's a team.
So basically I'm gonna see if I can get up behind a few. Oh, never mind. But you get the idea. Aggressive recons like to spend most of their time like on the front lines where all the action is. Passive recons stay back and they're more concerned about getting valid information for their team, using the MAV and other forms of equipment at their disposal. To start, I would advise using the passive recon if you've never sniped before. It's a little bit easier. You don't have as big of a responsibility, and the long-range rifles are much easier to control versus with the M40A5 right here. The bullet drop is much more substantial, so I recommend starting with high-powered rifles and staying back and kind of learning the mechanics of sniping in Battlefield before moving right up close where all the fighting is. Basically, this was just an overview of what the two main roles were. Next episode of Sniper School will be a more in-depth look of the sniper's equipment. And that's about it. Thank you.